Good morning, real early morning. It's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. All right, this week I've been spending my quiet time in 2 Corinthians. And the verse I want to talk to you about today is one that I remember really coming to grips with when I was in Greek in college. I had Dr. Floyd at this time for my Greek professor. And I can remember him working us through this verse in 2 Corinthians. It's chapter 5 and it's verse 14. And he used it to teach us a point of grammar. I want to use it. I'd love to use it to teach you a point of grammar, but that's not what this is about today. I want to use that point of grammar to teach us a concept to guide us today. So here's what the verse says. Paul's talking and he says, for the love of Christ controls us, because we've concluded this, that one has died for all, and therefore all have died. And he goes on. But this idea, the love of Christ controls us. Now, if you think about it in English, this could have two general meanings. I guess you could stretch it into more, but two general meanings. The love of Christ could mean our love for Christ. Like, it changes the way I act because of my love of my wife. Because I love Becky, I am different than I would be otherwise. But there's another way to take it. And that is, it's talking about Christ's love for you and me. And so Paul could be meaning for the love of Christ, the love that Christ has for us, controls us. In Greek, we'd call that a subjective genitive, as opposed to the first example, which is an objective genitive. It's pretty clear from this context and from the other writings of Paul that Paul's using this in what's called the subjective genitive. In other words, Paul's saying that it's Christ's love for us, the love of Christ in the sense of the love that Christ has for us, that controls us. Now, I love this word, control. In the Greek, it's suneko. And echo means to have or to hold, and sun means together. And that's really what this word at its root conveys, something that hems you in. It holds you together, something that presses you together. You could use this verb suneko to control, to shut your ears, to hold it together, to when the crowd surrounds Jesus and someone touches him and Jesus says, "Who touched me?" And his disciples say, "Lord, everybody's closed in around you." It's the same verb. It's to control, to close someone in. But it also can convey this idea of occupying someone's attention. It can be absorbing someone's thoughts, or providing someone the impulse or the urge of behavior, in the sense that it directs you and it controls you, it guides you. And that's the way the love of Christ should operate in our life. What we do, how we do it, our motivations in life, our behavioral controls should be dictated by the love that Christ has for us. When we understand that he died for us, and greater love has no man than to give his life for another. When we understand that Christ gave of himself, even in coming to earth, but certainly in his life and death, when we understand that, it should change the way we live. It should control us. It should hold us together. It should change what we pay attention to, how we live, what our motivations are. It should guide us. It should control us. Let the love that Christ has for you do that today. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody needs an unconditional, loving relationship with God. And that's what he gives us in Christ. And that changes my day, and I hope it changes yours. Meanwhile, I'll see you back tomorrow for another video thought for the day.